Good morning, Rachel Allan here, and I wanted to personally in video say thank you very much for pre-ordering my next book, Authentic, Dynamic, Savvy, Modern Marketing for Business Success. And I wanted to update you on where I was at. Now, of course, school holidays is coming to an end. Today is the last day, being Friday. And of course, that always makes us juggle a lot more if you have kids at home, which I know some of you do. And everything was going pretty well. We were juggling play dates and whatever, and then my daughter got a cold this week, which has kind of slowed things down. But it also means that she's happier just to hang at home, sit on the couch, watch TV, use her iPad, do all that sort of device stuff while she gets better. Today she's off at rehearsals for her next show, which I'm very excited about. So I'm taking the opportunity to actually dive deep into some responses from my manuscript. And I wanted to share with you, because you're sharing this journey with me, a little bit about how that looks when it comes back to me. So I send off my manuscript to my editor, and then she sends it back to me in PDF, and it's coming back to me in 6 sections. So in the 6 sections of the book, she's sending me 1 section at a time. So at the moment, I'm about halfway through the 5th section, and I've got the 6th one to go, and she wants it back by today, and I don't know if I'm going to get it to her, but I'm going to try my hardest. So this is what I get, a PDF, and she's gone through, and all the yellow highlights are her comments about the words that I've used in the manuscript. And she's asking me questions. Some of them are just simple, like, can I change this word? I've changed this sentence, is the meaning still the same? Sometimes she'll ask me, what do you mean by this? So I have to do some explanation around what I mean, or I reword it so that it's clearer for you guys, the audience, at the end of the day. Probably my first section so far has been the scariest. That took probably about 6 or 7 hours of just going through all these comments and responding to them. That's been the toughest so far, but it probably takes me a couple of hours on each section, 2 to 3 hours probably, to go through all of them. Now, this is after she has, after Joanne has really gone through it as well. So here's all the comments. The green is, they will end up being really beautiful comments, quotes, that are put into the book, and we'll do something fancy around that just so that you know what the green means. So there's all these comments. So these are the ones, these little speech bubbles are actually my comments in response to her, which show up over here on the left-hand side of the screen there. So yeah, they're all my responses. So this is what I've done so far. The blue is that she wants to move it from that section of the book to somewhere else. And sometimes we're moving whole paragraphs or whole sections, just to make it more sequential, basically, and a bit easier to read, because at the end of the day, that's what I'm aiming for. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you, I haven't gone into any of this section yet, so it has none there. I just wanted to share with you how I deal, or how I work with the manuscript once I get it back. Now, the other stages that the book is at as well, I have a design brief that I need to make comment on and send through before that goes off to the designer. And the designer basically lays out all the internal pages. We've already done the cover. We still need to do the back cover and the spine of it. And we may tweak the front cover a little bit. But yeah, the internal design, which the designer will do, all the layout of the pages, any design elements that I'm going to put on the inside, any graphs that we need to create or whatever, she'll do that. Joanne is also looking at some copyright stuff, because I've used concepts from other people. She's looking at copyright for that, and I'll also be sending out to all of the anyone that I've quoted in the book from people who presented at my Marketing Conversations events. I'll be sending out those approvals pretty soon, or in the next round as well. So once all these comments go back, Joanne then updates the manuscript, and then she sends it back to me, and I get a final read through. And then it goes off to the designer to get laid out, and then all this magic happens where it gets sent off to the printer and it gets put on Amazon and all this amazing stuff, and it's at that stage that you get a copy of the book. So it's been delayed, this process, which is kind of me, because I've got busy and had to slow things down a little bit just so that I can maintain and manage my overwhelm and maintain client work as well, because I've got really busy with client work over the last few months, which is an awesome problem to have. But I'm also very aware that you guys are waiting excitedly to get a copy of the book in your hand, just as I am as well. So thank you for listening to this video, and I will be checking in and updating you again soon. And from the bottom of my heart, I'm so grateful that you are sharing this journey with me. Have a wonderful day.